today's video, I'm going to break down a difficult writing task 1 and show you exactly what a band 9 response looks like. So without any further ado, let's jump into the section. Let's understand the question first. You should spend about 20 minutes on this task. The charts below give information about the public library in Philadelphia. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Write at least 150 words. Now here when it says the charts, that means we have multiple charts here. So this question is going to be a mixed graph. So we do have a pie chart, we have a table chart, we also have a bar graph, right? Now when it says summarize the information, ensure that you don't include everything that you see on this image, right? You'll only select certain features, appropriately select them, present it carefully and highlight main features that the examiner is looking for. Write at least 150 words. So now this word limit is very important. You can write anywhere around 150 to 200 words. The focus needs to be more on the quality of the content, the ideas that you give, the relevant comparisons that you make, and not on the number of words. But also in the given time, when it says spend about 20 minutes on this task, you will be able to write around 200, which is a good number of words to be presented. Now let's try and understand these charts individually. So first let's take a look at the pie chart. It says age of library members and it is for this given particular year, which is 2014. So we have three proportions here. We'll not get into the details. Next we have a table chart and here it talks about the percentage of books borrowed. So we have the data here in percentage and we have four different categories, which is also for the same year 2014. Lastly, we also have a bar graph, but this is for a period of 8 years from 2010 to 2017 and it is given in numbers. So we have 200, 300, it goes on till 1600, 1000, or you can also say 1.6 million, and that's about this entire different types of charts that we have here. So once we've understood each of these individually, once you understand the gist of all of this, then you begin to write. Alright, now let's understand the introduction paragraph. Remember that we'll ideally be writing 4 paragraphs, okay? The first one will be your introduction. Now in this case, avoid copying word by word. Do not copy the question and rewrite it as your introduction. That is not what the examiner wants. You will have to paraphrase your question. Now what is paraphrasing? Basically you use different words to convey the same meaning. So here it says the charts below give information. Now instead of the charts, I have written the graphs. Instead of give information, I have used the word provide information. About what? Library services usage. Instead, we have just written library usage in Philadelphia. Now, proper nouns, we cannot use synonyms. Philadelphia will remain the same. Next, let's talk about the pie chart. Here it says, the pie chart shows the age distribution of library members in 2014. It says age of library members. Since we have 3 proportions, we can just also call it age distribution. You can also end the sentence, begin a new sentence and talk about table chart, or just add a comma and then you can continue. So here what does the table chart show? Now the table chart illustrates. Avoid writing shows or illustrates all over. You can also replace it with synonyms, wide resource, like you can use elucidates, depicts, represents. These words can also be used. The table illustrates the percentage of books borrowed by category. These are the 4 categories in the same year, which is 2014, same as that of your pie chart. That's what we mean. Now you'll also talk about the bar chart. Here we have used a connector which says while the bar chart presents. Instead, you can also write whereas. On the other hand, all these connectors will work. Ensure that it's a contrary connector that you're using. All these connectors will work. While the bar chart presents the number of books borrowed, now we have a period here. So it says between 2010 and 2017, right? So that's the introduction. So we'll keep it very clean, 1 or 2 sentences, that is often enough, and avoid repetition of vocabulary or copying it word by word. When you paraphrase the question, ensure that it is conveying the exact meaning. Now use appropriate words so that it can convey the precise meaning. Next, we are going to understand the overview paragraph. This is very important because it's going to be impossible to score a band 6 and above if there is no clear overview written. Now please understand one thing. You cannot add any opinions because this is a factual data. So you will not write opinions. It will only be an overview paragraph. Now there's a lot of confusion around this. Whether should I be writing a conclusion and should it go as the 4th paragraph or not, and it is better if you can write it as your 2nd paragraph with no conclusions. And second important thing, overview is important because it's impossible to score a band 6 and above if there is no clear overview. So ensure that you keep it as simple as possible, because the examiners are not wanting any complicated data comparison or anything, no fancy words. They just want you to choose the prominent ones, features that you see, and present it in a simpler way. Now for the overview paragraph, ensure that you always start with overall, comma. And what are we going to write here? The prominent features as discussed. So here if you look at the pie chart, the prominent one is that the age group between 13 to 17 is at 52%. So here that's what we have written, teenagers aged 13 to 17 made up by far the largest share, can also write maximum share works, of library members in 2014. And then what happens in terms of this, which is the prominent, as you can see 30 is visibly the highest, right? So you write in terms of borrowing preferences, children tended to, so this is children tended to favor fiction, whereas adults, they tended to favor non-fiction, because here this is the highest and for children fiction is the highest. So they tended to favor fiction and adults showed a stronger inclination towards non-fiction. Meanwhile, what happens with the bar graph is that the number of books borrowed first increases, right? So when you see there is a peak here, it starts to increase, it reaches a peak point here and then it again starts to dip. So there is an increase and there is a decrease. So that's what we have written here. The number of books borrowed rose steadily. You can also replace it with increases gradually, right? You can also write that. During the first half of the period, because it's an 8-year period, and for the first half of, which is the 4th year, it increases and then it reaches a peak, then it starts to decline gradually towards the end. Now if you observe, this overview doesn't have any data, right? Ensure that you do not include any numbers or data in the overview paragraph. I only mentioned the overall trends, the general trends that we see. I have not included whether it is at 700,000, whether it is 30% or the numbers. Please avoid writing data in your overview paragraph. Alright, now let's understand the body paragraph. So we have two body paragraphs here. Now this part will contain all the data. So we are going to include all the numbers that's very relevant and prominent, and we're going to put it over here. Now we have two body paragraphs. We have one and we have two. Since your pie chart and the table chart are both for the same period 2014, I'm going to make comparisons and write it as body 1. And since this is for a period of 8 years from 2010 to 17, your bar graph will go as your body paragraph 2. Now here you can present your body paragraph 1 with probably 2 to 3 sentences. You can select your pie chart, make 1 or 2 comparisons between these proportions and provide it there, and you can also make some comparisons within the table chart, and you can also write it as 1 or 2 sentences. So that's what we have done in body paragraph 1. Now in 2014, individuals aged 13 to 17 accounted for 52% of the library membership, which was more than double the figures for both adults 21% and younger children 20%, indicating a clear dominance of adolescent users. So basically it tells us that this portion, which is 52%, when we add the other two, which is 3 to 12, younger children and adults 18 to 64, if you see, if you add both of these, it's around 41%, but clearly the adolescent users show dominance, because when you put together, this is even more. So that is why it is showing a dominant in the membership. Next comes the table chart. With regard to the borrowing patterns, which is the books borrowed, we are talking about the table chart. It says children's fiction and adult non-fiction were equally, very important, were equally the most popular categories, and each constituting 30% of total loans. So they're saying that children's fiction and adult non-fiction were equally the most popular, which is both of them are at 30%, constituting for the loan, that is the books borrowed. By contrast, this is a connector. You can also replace it. Now we are done with children's fiction and adult non-fiction. So this portion is done. We still have these two categories remaining. So how do we put it? Lastly, you can also use a connector. Since it is a contrasting feature here, it's not the same. You see that these are lesser than 30%. So we will use a connector here. So it can be by contrast, you can also replace it with on the contrary, in contrast, etc. By contrast, adult fiction represented a slightly smaller share. Why slightly? It's little lesser than 30%, which is at 25%. So slightly smaller share at 25%. Whereas, again, children's non-fiction, was least preferred at just 15%. So this is the least of all the four that we have. So it is going to be 15%. Now moving to body paragraph 2, let's talk about the bar graph. So here you can also begin with a connector. I've written turning to borrowing trends over time. You can also write secondly, lastly, but ensure that you start any paragraph with a connector so that the logical sequencing is on point. Turning to borrowing trends over time, the number of books borrowed increased significantly from around 700,000. So it starts at this point to increase from around 700,000 in 2010 to a peak. So do you see, this is the peak point, to a peak of approximately 1,500,000, or you write it as 1.5 million, that also works, in 2014. So they are saying that it started from here, right, around 700,000, and it's significantly increasing and reaches a peak point in the year 2014, which is around 1.5 million. That also can be written. However, after that, what happens? You see that it's a contrary thing because it starts to decrease. So here you can use a connector. However, this upward trend was not sustained as the figure fell to about, it starts to fall, and in the year 2015, if you see, it's somewhere around 1.3. Yes, over here. This is approximation. So this is 1,300,000, or you can also write it as 1.3 million. So to about in 2015, and again it further declines. If you see, it again keeps on decreasing and it reaches about roughly 1.1, that is over here. So you can also write 1,100,000, or you write 1.1 million. That is in 2017. That is the period with which the graph ends. With that, we have completed body paragraph 2, that includes all the data of the bar graph. Also, instead of fell, if you want, you can replace it with plummeted down to, you can write dip. So these are some of the words that you can replace with. Ensure that you use a wide range of vocabulary without repetition. Now I'm going to share 4 important pointers that every student must follow in order to score a band 8 plus in your writing task 1. First point is that the paragraphing, your structure. It needs to have a clear structure. Ideally, we are following a 4 paragraph structure. Always start with a good introduction, followed by your overview, and then body 1 and body 2. Now the point to note here is that your overview will never include any numbers or data. Just include the general trends, right? Your prominent features, the trends that you see, and avoid writing any numbers. And when it comes to your body 1 and body 2, select and represent relevant and important features and make comparisons and present it to the examiner. Avoid bombarding your examiner with too much information. Second most important pointer is that the way you present the data. Ensure that it is logically sequenced, right? If there is a pie chart first, start with the pie chart and then you talk about the table and then make comparisons with the data given in the bar graph. So you follow it logically, you present it in a sequence so your examiner is able to understand and follow the ideas with ease, right? Third important point is the vocabulary. Most students have the belief that they should use a lot of fancy words, which is not the case. When it comes to your writing task 1, you're expected to use wide range of topic related words. For example, if it's a bar graph, you say gradual incline or increase, or you say it plummeted down. They want you to use such describing words that describes the trend, right? You use such vocabulary and use good amount of connectors, your cohesive devices. Although meanwhile, if you want to add information, right, additionally, furthermore, so they want you to use at least 5 to 6 connectors when it comes to your task 1. And the last important point is grammar, which most students miss. When it comes to grammar, your punctuations are very important. At least we more commonly use commas and full stop. Ensure that it goes in the right place. And also appropriate usage of articles, prepositions, and your tense consistency. If there is a period, there's a timeline, ensure that your tense is aligned with that particular timeline, right? Keep all these pointers in your mind. And time management is another important thing that I want to share. Avoid writing for your entire 20-minute period that's given. You will have to spend at least 1 to 2 minutes on planning, understanding the question, what's the data about, and then you write for 15 minutes because you'll also need to spend some time in the end, about 1 to 2 minutes again, to proofread what you've written. Now, proofreading is a very important point because most students, they finish it, they rush to task 2, or they just submit it, which is to be avoided because when you proofread, you might come across some minor errors and mistakes, right? Your spelling errors, maybe you have repetitively used the same word again, grammar errors, right? Inappropriate article usage or something, so that you can correct it yourself and avoid getting a lower band. Now that we are done with the writing task 1, I'm sure you must be confident in this section. If you still have any doubts, please post it below in the comment section and I'll answer them. All the very best for your exam.